everybody, welcome back to my channel. For those of you new here, I am Nicole from my Pandora Charmed Life. Today we're going to take a close-up look at how I'm going to redesign my work-inspired bracelet. I've had this bracelet put together for quite a while, but I've been waiting for a few final pieces to really just tie the whole bracelet theme together. So I'm really excited to do that here with you today. So stay tuned, take a closer look at my thought process of how I put my bracelets together. I hope you enjoy. This is my work bracelet as it stands today, and I'm gonna have to pick and choose what stays on and what comes off because there's not enough room for everything. So you may have seen in previous videos, the missing piece has been the cell phone charm. So I did order one from eBay, and then I ordered one from a Pandora collector that I found that had this available on Facebook. So this one is the one from eBay. This is the pre-loved one. I'm not sure that the eBay one is authentic. Does have a stamp, but when I looked really closely, I don't know, the font looked a little bit different. Hard to tell. And then you just taking a look at they're just different. So I trust the seller that I got the pre-loved one, so I am going to use this one on the bracelet. I'm still going to keep this one, not going to get rid of it, but I'll just put it on a different bracelet that's not necessarily Pandora. So cell phone charm is definitely getting added to this bracelet. The other things that are getting added to this bracelet are these letters. I have a T, an M, and an O. That is short for where I work. It's the letters we like to use. Now, each of these letters can be turned around, so I can have plain silver, or I could have this detail showing. So I'm gonna have to be strategic about what I do. So now, the hard moment. What's going to replace what? Okay, let's go through this. My clock is an absolute must-have because it represents a department that I worked in for so long. This one, not necessarily a must-have, and I do have a similar one on this side, so it doesn't have to stay, but it does balance out the color a little bit. My running shoe, I would prefer to stay. Money bags, I prefer to stay. This one, I prefer to stay. I can go either way with the snake. It's an option that might have to go. I always have to have clips. These two have to stay because they represent all the Vegas trips that I go for work. The spacers don't have to stay. It's an interesting one. My centerpiece has to stay because it's my radiant heart charm. Can't have this not be there. My lucky elephant, I would prefer to stay just because I am still new in the new position that I took on less than a year, so I still need the luck for that. This one I can go either way. Again, we talked about having duplicates of this one. The frog absolutely has to stay. My Forever Friends needs to stay. And then this one, I need it for the color. Forget Me Not can definitely go. Okay, so this one was just a placeholder, so that one will go. Let me think about where I want the letters really quick, because I can have one on each section, or I think I'm going to put them, I don't know, you guys. This is going to be a really tough decision. So go ahead and take everything off. and place them where they're currently at today. So what I'm going to do is leave this as it is and see what I could fit over here. So we'll start with the T. Let's see how the T fits. It's interesting. I feel like I can still fit something. The snake was kind of long. Let's try the cell phone charm. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna get really picky because I don't like how the T is low and the cell phone charm is kind of high. So what am I gonna do here? Let's take that back off. I just need to see what does
this charm and this charm and this charm and this charm.
the T.
I touched 3 charms.
I need to get an idea of what the letters look like when they're all put on, if they're like right next to each other.
I like this one and this one and this one and this one, this one, this one. And also that. And also this one.
Okay, so they do sit kind of, okay, they do sit a little bit differently than the other charms. I almost feel like they dangle since they're more down to the bottom. So if I leave this there, we can work on leaving these in the center. What would go next to them? Just check out the spacers just for fun. How does that work? I don't like the way it sits. Okay, see, this is where I get really picky, and the way these charms don't sit in the middle is stressing me out a little bit. I wish I would have paid closer attention to that. So let's see how they look next to a dangle. See if it makes me a little less. Yeah, I think it looks great next to a dangle. Okay, I had to take a break. So as you guys can see, I was getting a little bit frustrated, not knowing what I wanted to do specifically with these letter charms. So I walked away from the design and actually washed all the charms because I needed to kind of clear my head, start from scratch, and really think about what I wanted to do. So one, this bracelet needed cleaning anyway, so I gave it a nice clean. These charms are nice and sparkly. If you didn't see my how I cleaned my Tiffany bracelet, go and look at that video because that's exactly how I cleaned these charms, or look at an older video of how I cleaned my Pandora jewelry. What I'll also do is I will link in the bottom of this video my favorite polishing cloth. That way you can take a look at it if you want to see what kind of polishing cloth I use. So we're all clean, my head is fresh, and I don't want to give up on these letters. So I thought maybe if I put them by a dangle, it's not that bad. And then maybe if I put them at the beginning of a bracelet all together, they'll match better. So I am going to actually we're going to start with Timo at the bottom of this bracelet. We'll see if this works. In my head, it's gonna work, so let's just see. And I think, do I want a charm to face? I don't know, I really like that detail, but maybe I'll do it like this. Sure. There we go. So Timo is short for my work. We're gonna do that. And since I've identified it works good with a dangle, let's go ahead and use a dangle. So I said this one, I know I wanted to keep, but I might want to use this one instead. This one I got from a friend when I got my promotion, and it just says, my friend a star, has a star there, and it has like a pearly enamel on there. I'm not sure if I want to do that though, just because there's nothing else pearly on here. Okay, we're gonna scratch that idea. I pulled it out just in case, but that one is not going to be part of this. So we'll go ahead and do this one next. And again, the Forever Friends charm was given to me from a friend that I met at work. So then my next pieces, oh, I do want to add color. So which one should we use? I really do like this one. And we know I'm going to use at least one of them. I have two, but I don't think we're going to have room for both of them. So this one is for sure. And then my frog that represents my career frog, we're going to put next to the money bag because I think that goes good together, because this used to be a piggy bank and this is a little money bag, and my career frog put together there. I think it's perfect. Then we'll have to do clips. Okay, because I have 4 dangles, let's go ahead and put 2 dangles right next to the clip. We'll go with my gondola, and again, the gondola is represents going to Las Vegas. And where's my little, okay, I'm going to Las Vegas for work trips where I rode the gondola ride with a coworker. And hold on, I think I lost, oh no, here it is. Here it is. Okay. All right, my little eye, just because it reminds me of yoga and it reminds me of my yoga girls that I had at work. I think it makes sense to keep the dice next to the gondola just because that also represents Las Vegas. And I love the centerpiece being my radiant hearts, so I'll do that with the galaxy spacers. And then again, I like the galaxy spacers because working for a cell phone company, the Samsung Galaxy is a thing that we sell. So that, and new to the center will be my cell phone charm. So yay for Pandora collectors who sell their old pre-loved pieces. You now have the retired cell phone charm. And I believe that's all that's going to fit in the middle. So then we'll close it out with this. Then I need to determine what's going to fit next and what charms I'm going to pick. Okay, that one's probably not going to happen. This one I've already decided probably is not going to happen. So, beautiful Presley. Oh my gosh, you made a doggy door. Presley just made a doggy door with her Legos. It's pretty good. Okay, let's put the clock over here. We'll put my lucky elephant over here. Again, the clock represents the time I spent in my previous department, which was 13 years, and the elephant for luck in my new role. Let's do the running shoe dangle. And we don't use this. Or, oh, hold on. I think I want to use this one. And then the snake. I feel like, am I going to have more room over here? Okay, in the event I do have room, I would like to put this one on there. Let's see if that works. I might have to put the running shoe. So see how the running shoe bail is thicker than this one? I might have to switch those out, but maybe I won't. So this is the design I might be landing on. Okay, let's try. bear with me while I put this together. Okay, before I keep going, I need to see if I like the way the letters look here. So I do like it at the end of a bracelet, next to a dangle, and then it kind of offsets how not centered it is. So far I'm pretty happy with that. Before I put on all the charms, I just wanted to take a look at that to make sure that it was working for me, because it's a pain once you get it all full and then have to start all over. Okay, there is a little bit of room here, but I don't think there's enough room to really do much with. Okay, I'm gonna keep on going. Okay, let's check out the center. Love the center. I really love it. Okay, I'm gonna keep on going. Okay, and our final piece. So I was able to fit everything on there. I'm so excited. Okay, so now let's take a look at what this looks like all together. Specifically want to pay attention to over here with the Timo. Okay, I'm really happy with this, you guys. The only charms we really lost from it was the Fairy Tale Treasure charm and the Forget-Me-Not. And then I don't really feel like I lost out on this one since I have a duplicate. And then this wasn't on there anyway. I just thought, I watched it. So I was like, hey, let's take a look if this goes well together. So I'm pretty satisfied. This bracelet means so much to me. Again, I've been with my company for, geez, almost 17 years. I started when I was 20 thinking it was just a temporary job to get me out of the town I was living in, and the amount of opportunities that I've been able to take advantage of have really been life-changing. I've grown professionally, I've grown as a leader, I've met so many different people, I've lived in so many different places, all because of my job. So to have a bracelet that's just 100% dedicated to it is a must-have for me. And there we go. Think a lesson of the day. If you're designing a bracelet and you're super frustrated with it, maybe just take a time out, right? This is technically the next day. I really needed to kind of think about what I wanted this to represent and if I really wanted the letters and could I make it work, or should I just leave it the way it was and just exchange the cell phone for the Forget-Me-Not, right? I had so many options, but I was so frustrated that I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So my advice to you, if you're frustrated with the design, step away. If you're frustrated with pieces, evaluate if they're gonna work. And if not, don't hesitate to take them back, right? You have that return period, at least in my country you do. So that's also an option. I'm pretty stubborn and I was like determined to like these letters. So I'm happy that I feel like they work. They work, it works. I'm excited. So if you saw my warning on my IGTV, I think you needed to know that ahead of time, right? And again, it's not for everybody, but maybe you'll make it work, or maybe you're not going to put it on a bracelet and it'll be perfect. Yay, I'm really happy with this design. Do you like the way it turned out? What would you have done with the letters? Would you have taken them back? Either way, thank you for bearing with me during this design. I didn't think it was going to be that frustrating, but now you know, sometimes it takes a while and trial and error. So there you go, there you have it. Thank you for designing with me today and putting together my work-inspired bracelet. I'm really excited to have the cell phone charm on there. It really was a missing piece since, after all, I do work for a cell phone company. What I would love to hear from you is, what are your bracelet themes about? Do you love your work so much that you also have a bracelet dedicated to your work? Leave me a comment and let me know what bracelet themes you have and which ones you enjoy putting together most. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, don't forget to hit subscribe and hit that little notification bell. That way you get notified the next time I upload my next video. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.